Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today. Are you ready to learn? Because I sure am. Today we're talking about the Elder Scrolls games that I know most of you haven't heard of. Of course we know our Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, we've got Daggerfall, we've got the original Elder Scrolls Arena. But have you heard of the Elder Scrolls Travels? Let's talk about it. The Elder Scrolls Travels is a series of role-playing games for portable devices from the Elder Scrolls series, primarily developed and published by Virtual Studios. I think that's how you say it. This consisted of Stormhold in 2003, Dawnstar and Shadowkey in 2004, Oblivion on mobile in 2006, and Oblivion to the PSP, which was then canceled. It's something about PlayStation portable devices and really cool games and them just never working. Does anyone remember when Ken Levine hit the stage in E3 2011 saying that there was a BioShock game, BioShock, coming to the best portable gaming console of all time? Just me? Okay. All right, well, I hope you have your Java-enabled cell phones ready. We're going to get into it, starting off with Stormhold. In the Elder Scrolls universe, Stormhold was one of the 8 major cities in the province of Blackmarsh. The Blackmarsh was home to the Argonians, which is my personal favorite race in the Elder Scrolls universe. So despite this being a flip-phone game, I'm trying to be realistic here, I was interested with what was brought to the table. Everything begins, as always, with a character creator. You select your class from one of 7 that should look familiar to you. I, of course, picked the rogue. You give yourself a name, and the game lists out your objective, which is to free the prisoners of Stormhold and end Warden Varys' mad schemes. Yes, even on your phone, you could not escape the dungeon fetish that clearly Bethesda has with the Elder Scrolls franchise. There's a thing called getting out of your comfort zone. Bethesda, do it! So it's a first-person dungeon crawler, and artistically speaking, nothing's really calling out to me here. I know, like I said, I'm going to temper my expectations, but this is not really saying to me, this is the Black Marsh, even in the slightest bit. It's super easy to get lost, so I find myself staring at the map on the top left corner of the screen. I bumped into someone by the name of Benica, and I actually got a pretty good kick of how bare bones this UI is for this game. I mean, look, I sound ridiculous here. I understand the hardware, the time period this was made, but something about an orange screen with just plain white text gets me in the most bare bones manner. When it comes to combat, a transparent image of blood just taps the screen for every attack successfully landed. Just boop, boop, kind of like that. There isn't a cut across the screen or anything to signify you're attacking, just a splash of some image probably searched on the internet of blood as you mash away on the phone keys, hoping it lands. So that's Stormhold, but 1 year later, we got 2 new Elder Scrolls entries in the Travels franchise. Now, keep in mind, this is a year after Morrowind, where Bethesda Game Studios was saved by the release of that game. So Bethesda was trying to go all in, cash in on Elder Scrolls, something people call them out for now, but it appears that they're a creature of habit. They've kind of been doing this for a long while. So we're going to get into it, starting off with Dawnstar. Jesus, I can't escape these screens with hardly legible text. Jesus, nipple on a stick! Alright, evildoer, it's the end of the line. Do you have any last words before I put an end to things here? Oh, I love this part. Yeah, you son of a bitch. I'm not a floating head. I am the text man. What? For those of us that played Skyrim, Dawnstar should be familiar as it's one of the 9 major holds in the game. However, this mobile version is quite literally the same exact game as Stormhold. Same looking dungeon, same gameplay, same confusion. People thought re-releasing Skyrim was bad, but this, this gives it a run for its money, oh man. Well, at least the story is different. In this one, you're tasked with outing a traitor within the group of 4 champions who were supposed to protect the governor of Dawnstar. Oh wait, what's this? A visual change? All right, it's pure blue, but it's something. I have even less of a clue of where I'm going. This is fine, everything's fine, I'm fine. This game's also really mean. I mean, they called this person here, this beautiful person, a creature. Come on, Bethesda, be kind. Well, all right, enough of this. Let's move over to Shadowkey. This is where things get really interesting. The Elder Scrolls Shadowkey is one of the most rare Elder Scrolls games ever, arguably the most rare Elder Scrolls game to get your hands on physically. It released on a mobile device called the Nokia N-Gage, which had its own little lineup of games, lots of ports. In fact, you could really compare it in a sense to the Switch. Sadly, a ROM/emulator for Shadowkey does not exist, so the only way to play this bad boy is to purchase the hardware, and because I'm an idiot, I've got you guys and gals covered. So, hand cramps aside, this thing's actually pretty neat. Part of it is the fascination of handling an object, not truly knowing what it is. However, the buttons are pretty responsive, and it honestly seems like a piece of hardware that was a bit ahead of its time, trying to mend the gap between phones and gaming. Shadowkey's story takes place in Hammerfell. Somebody say Elder Scrolls 6! So, that's all I need to know. You've got my attention, Shadowkey. I'm interested. What time is math? 16 years later. Whoa, this is actually... Okay, hold up. This is actually a major step up compared to what we were playing before. It's still a first-person dungeon crawler in a lot of ways, but there's multiple enemy types, a progression system, actual animations for attacks, dialogue. It's much more of a mobile Elder Scrolls game, true to its name, than I'd ever expect for its time. I mean, this was 2004. The HUD, music, it's practically ripped straight out of Morrowind, but outside of that, man, this is really cool. There's legitimate cutscenes that advance the story. The world actually opens up and you can explore it in more of a 3D manner. You'll be taking on bandits and wow, yeah, this is actually really cool. In a lot of ways, it reminds me of Morrowind with how it sort of lets you off the leash to discover the world on your own. Now, it's not nearly as open world, of course, but it's still really cool for its time. I just wish more people would be able to experience this, to see sort of how Elder Scrolls progressed over time. And you can see in this very video here, what they started with these very, very, very basic dungeon crawlers to now this. Even if you could just tinker with it a little bit. Sadly, the cheapest copy that's available right now, at least on eBay, is $250. So while it's neat, maybe save your money for something else.
Oh, I didn't see you there. How's it going, everybody? Mr. Bethesda here, just working on my latest monetization scheme. So, a lot of you come at me for porting Skyrim everywhere, from the Alexa to the Nintendo Switch to multiple versions on the Xbox 360, even the beloved Skyrim Special Edition. But a lot of you have an issue with that, thinking I've just wrung the game dry. Little do you know, however, that I've been doing this since Oblivion. What? You think I was doing it just on the 360, PS3, and PC, and Oblivion stopped there? Kid, you got another thing coming. Time to wake up.
Yeah, Mr. Bethesda, he's telling the truth this time. I know he always wants our money. I know he always wants to dip right into that wallet of yours, but he's being honest here. Bethesda wanted to port Oblivion just as much as they wanted to port Skyrim. Once again, indicating this is a company that is a creature of habit. They find success, they put it everywhere. And Bethesda's not the only one to do that, but it's just very interesting to see, even back when mobile games weren't super prevalent, Bethesda, when they had their first sniff of Elder Scrolls success, went straight to mobile, put it on there. So just note that with such as Elder Scrolls Blades, they're sort of doing a similar thing now, capitalizing on the popularity of Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Online. I don't want to say it's cool, but it's very interesting to note they've been doing this for a long while. The first port of Oblivion will bring us back to our flip phones. Interestingly, it takes the Oblivion story and shrinks it wherever and whenever possible. The Emperor dies almost immediately outside of your cell with zero buildup. Joffrey redirects you to Martin, and the second level plunges you straight through an Oblivion gate immediately. There are actually even side areas with little quests in the sewer for you to explore. It's really neat. Combat, exploration, visuals, everything is much, much better this time around. The others I was interested in purely because I was studying them, but this is fun in the strangest way. I suppose you could say I would have loved this if I were on my phone back in 2006, you know, back when you didn't have to pay $80 to unlock images in a lottery-based system, but I digress. It's actually not that bad. The game allows you to regenerate health by just standing still, so poison would whoop your butt. But for once in an Elder Scrolls game, I was investing in antidotes and just letting the game do the healing for me. You're allowed to jump over ledges, you can engage in combat with multiple enemies, you can change your equipment, it has scaling and progression. It's kind of impressive. Now, while this version of Elder Scrolls Oblivion did make it to the public, there was one that also did, but it was never meant to. And we're talking about the canceled Elder Scrolls Oblivion entry on PSP. Back in 2016, the demo for Oblivion on the PSP actually leaked, and people were able to get it running on their very own systems at home. It wasn't feature complete by any means. The character creator, for instance, looks ridiculous in its current state. The way you would have had to enter your name is so old school. The models look just downright terrible. But you know what? It would have been Oblivion on the PSP. You see, you know how everyone says when it comes to The Witcher 3 on Switch, any issue that it has gets downplayed and people go, it's just The Witcher 3 on Switch. This is still awesome. Same thing here. Any issue I would have with this game, I'd be like, it's Oblivion on Switch. I truly do wish Bethesda found a way to get this out. It shows that they were interested in porting Oblivion at one point, and nowadays, where game ports are most popular than ever, I'm sure many people would appreciate being able to access these games outside of their PC and Xbox in more modern way. Put it on the Switch. Take a hit already. Come on. We need these games back. Controls looked a little bit iffy. You see, one of the PSP's Achilles heel as someone who invested in one this year is absolutely the fact that it just has one analog stick. I don't know how I went so many years gaming on a PSP with one analog stick and was totally cool with it. Like rotating the camera with L and R. It just always, every game feels so awkward on it now. Maybe I've been spoiled by the PS Vita, a true successor to that console, one that absolutely shouldn't have failed. And hey, Oblivion could have fit on that console, just saying. But still, it's kind of crazy to look at these games, how they control, visually how they look, and how they progressed, right? Look at Stormhold, and then look at the PSP version of Oblivion as well as the mobile version. It's quite an upgrade, and Bethesda really stuck to their mobile initiative for a while and continue to do so nowadays with the likes of Fallout Shelter as well as Elder Scrolls Blades. So hopefully you learned something in today's video, just looking at the Elder Scrolls games that simply aren't popular for understandable reasons, but also ones that I don't think people have heard of, and maybe now you can expand your knowledge a little bit more on Elder Scrolls. This is a very special video. It's one I've been excited to publish for a while, so I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. And with that, it's time to sign out. Big thank you to all the patrons who continue to push the limits of this content. Certainly, I would not have been able to get a Nokia N-Gage without your guys' help. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.